Welcome back to How I Made My Millions. We leave you tonight with one of our favorite success stories, that of Lonnie Johnson, a former engineer at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory, turned toy titan of all things. The amazing transformation occurred when a minor mishap temporarily diverted his career path with a blast.
Well, this is my laboratory.
Johnson was experimenting on a new kind of heat pump, in his bathroom of all places, when a blast of water suddenly shot out of a nozzle.
And the stream of water was so powerful that it set up air currents in the bathroom, and I thought to myself, geez, would make a neat water gun. And at that point, I decided, well, why don't I put the high-tech science stuff on hold for a while and go work and see if I could develop a toy, something that anybody could appreciate. So it was about a year later that I actually had my first working gun, and that was basically how the Super Soaker came to fruition.
Pulling the trigger actually opens the valve and allows the compressed water to go from the tank into the nozzle like this.
Of course, I wanted to create a business around this. I was going to manufacture it and sell it and make a whole bunch of money.
After 7 years and a lot of rejection, Johnson found a company, Laramie Toys, and a man named Al Davis, willing to market his squirt gun on steroids.
He said, we would be interested in that, but I can't review it now. Our headquarters is in Philadelphia. If you're in the area, come by and see us, and we can set up a meeting and see what you have. And I said, okay, that's fine. And as I was getting up, he looked at me, but don't make a special trip.
Johnson did make a special trip, and the rest is history.
We started working together to implement a production model, something that could be manufactured. A few months later, I saw the final gun. It was just exciting for me to see that the thing was really turning into a product that was going to go to the market. The problem then became one where we were talking about a gun that was basically about $10 to $14. And people were used to paying $1 or $2 for a water gun. There was no advertising. We put them in the stores, and then we watched to see what happened, and they just blew out right away. I started to see the royalty check start to ramp up, and I got my first really interesting check, and I looked and I said, wow, this is doing okay. Laramie was being pushed to run TV commercials. The gun was put on TV, and it blew out again.
But with success came scrutiny. A reporter called and told Johnson that he'd heard Super Soakers had been used in drive-by shootings. Johnson was on the spot.
And finally I said, I think we should have more of that. If people were using toy guns in drive-by shootings, I think the world would be a better place. The demand was so much, the production companies could not keep up with it. And then I got my next royalty check, where I had to stop and sit down because it was a lot more than... And when I saw it, I realized my life had changed permanently.
Did it ever? Johnson's gamble paid off big time, to the tune of $1 billion in sales and counting. Assuming an inventor's royalty of a few %, Johnson's paycheck to date could be in the neighborhood of $20 million.
I knew Super Soaker from the beginning would be a great toy, but in terms of how that translated into dollars, I was just not prepared for it. So I had to sit down for a few minutes and kind of realize the potential impact that would have on my life.
But Johnson didn't just kick back with a cocktail and count his cash. He returned to his scientific roots and pumped the money into new ideas.
I literally pay to come to work. We build batteries here, advanced technology batteries. I'm running this research and development operation trying to develop the world's most advanced power generation technology. These are thin film micro batteries. We're developing these for use in smart cars. I reinvested my earnings into the research that I'm doing because that's who I am and that's what I do.
Lonnie Johnson holds about 100 patents, perhaps one of the serial inventor's most exciting endeavors, a car battery with the ability to go 1,000 miles on a single charge. We'll be right back with more How I Made My Millions.